Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and today I am super excited to be participating in Tiered Tray Thursday, hosted by Leanie over at Crafty Leanie and Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start. You guys, they are awesome content creators, and their links will be in the description box below as well as the playlist. So let's get into these tiered tray decor pieces. I have a wooden truck from Dollar Tree. I've got some just scrap wood from a crate that I had. I've got these little wooden flowers from Joann Fabrics, some various buttons from Hobby Lobby. I've got pool noodle from Dollar Tree. I've got my folk art red lipstick acrylic paint. And then I have the Hello Hobby chalk paint in the color White Swan and celery. No, White Swan and pumpkin. The celery is from Waverly. I'm just too excited today, you guys. So I have 5 decor pieces that I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to make a tiered tray today to put these beautiful pieces on. So right now I'm just going in with my Waverly chalk paint in the color celery and giving this truck a rough coat. And I will also be using my little mini Sharpie markers, and I'm going to take a brown one and paint the wood slats in the back on the truck. I will be taking a silver one and going around the running board, the bumper, and the fenders, door handle, and mirror. And then I'll take my black one, as you can see I'm doing now, and just do the tires in black. So again, you guys, just so excited to be a part of Tier Tray Thursday with Crafty Lenny and Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start. And there's going to be so many content creators in this playlist. So please, after you check out my video, hit that playlist and just let them all play. You're going to get so much inspiration from these content creators. I can't tell you how good it's going to be. You got to watch it for yourself. So I'm taking these little flowered buttons. I thought they were perfect for this DIY. Instead of just using a white button or using a white bead, I wanted something colorful, something that matched the napkin that I'm going to be using, and something that added some fun and whimsy. So I think these buttons did that. So that's why I use the colorful buttons for the hubcaps. Now I'm taking my scrap wood from the crate that I had. I used 2 crates on another project, but I only really needed kind of half of the other crate. So I saved it, and I'm glad I did because it's perfect for this truck for the flower bed. So I just glued everything together. I added in a piece of pool noodle, and I'm using one of the Dollar Tree paint markers to color it in. So we're just going to attach it to the back of the truck with a little bit of wood glue and hot glue for that long-term, short-term hold. And once we get that done, I will take this napkin, which is my inspiration. Again, for every DIY that you will see today, there will be some of this napkin in each DIY. It just was so pretty to me, and I thought, let's do a theme. Let's use these flowered napkins. So that's what I did. I'm just going to take a piece and cut it out and Mod Podge it onto the wood flower using a Jumbo Jot glue stick from Dollar Tree. These DIYs are so simple, but so pretty. And when everything comes together at the end on the tiered tray, oh, it is just gorgeous, you guys. I love it. I'm thrilled to display this in my home. It's so pretty. My favorite is DIY number 1. It is the truck that you see me doing right now. So please comment down below, as always, and let me know which decor piece is your favorite. And if you're going to recreate any of these, please don't hesitate to go over to Dee's Cute and Crafty DIY Divas over on Facebook. If you're not a member, ask to join, and admin will let you in, and you can show us your beautiful DIYs over there. So now that I've got the napkin Mod Podged onto the flower, I'm just going to add a little flower button in the middle. And the other 2 flowers I will be painting. Taking a little bit of that Waverly chalk paint in celery and just painting the stems and the leaves. And here's all the flowers ready to go. I love how they came out. I can't talk. I'm too excited. I love how they came out. The colors are really pretty, and it did pick up the color in that napkin. So I thought I could take these little wood cubes and glue them to the tires, and this would stand up. I mean, it makes sense. It looks like it should stand up. Why wouldn't it stand up? Y'all, it didn't stand up. It did not stand up. I said, okay, we're done with that. So I took them off and I used a tumbling tower block. I was trying to use the little wood cubes so that you didn't see them. I didn't have to worry about you seeing them from the front of the DIY, but it just did not work. So the tumbling tower block was fine, and I only had to use one. Go figure. I just painted it to match so that if you do see it, it blends in with the truck. So now I'm just adding some moss to cover up that pool noodle. And this one, you guys, is done. And it is cute. I love it. So before moving on to DIY number two, I just want to show you Crafty Leanie. Just want you to see what beautiful things she has over on her channel. I also want you to see Catherine from A Perfect Place to Start. So I have her channel up here as well, and you'll be able to just get a glimpse of all of the beautiful things that she does. Go check them out, you guys. Okay, back to the tier tray decor. Just want to show you the truck. And then we'll move on to DIY number two. This is cute. It is my favorite. Moving on to DIY number two. You guys know I love a good home sign. So I have these little um, wood, I don't know, wood pieces from Dollar Tree. And then I have just scraps, you guys, really. I have that napkin. I've got my glue stick. I have a backing to a frame that I used the frame for, but I didn't use the stand. And I have this little piece that says it's good to be home. It came from another Dollar Tree I don't know, picture frame. So I'm really just using scraps to do this one, but I'm telling you, it is super cute. The only thing that's really brand new that I'm using are the little houses that came from the Dollar Tree where they have these little packs of wood miniature pieces, just like they have at Hobby Lobby. So that's the only thing that's new. So I'm taking that same inspiration napkin and I am Mod Podging all the little pieces that I cut out onto the back of this picture frame. Now that that's done, oh, another thing that's new. I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention. I actually found some of the Dollar Tree burlap trim, and that is new. I will be using that. So now that I've got everything Mod Podged on, I am just putting down that it's good to be home little sign. I'm glad I kept it. I have no idea what that was on. It was on something else from Dollar Tree, and I used the other part and kept this for later, and I'm glad I kept it. I'm just taking some of that burlap trim and I'm just going to trim around the home sign. You guys, I had so much fun putting these pieces together for this tiered tray. I just enjoyed every single DIY that I created. They're easy, they're fun, and I enjoyed putting them together. Putting them together. My mouth today. I don't know what's going on. Hang in there with me, you guys. Just enjoy the crafting. So now I'm taking these little houses, and I couldn't decide if I wanted one at the bottom or one in the corner, or if I wanted to use all three. I was back and forth on it, and then I decided use all three. It just looks better with all three. So I'm using my white paint pen from Dollar General, and I'll paint two of them white, and then I'm going to use um, just some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew, and that's going to be the middle one. I'll get those three houses glued down, and this one is done. And here it is. Moving on to DIY number 3, simple and cute. We have a very small miniature mason jar, some Mod Podge, Waverly chalk paint in the color Cashew, and some more of those flowers and some twine, or the napkin flowers and some twine. This one, simple and easy. Just put 2 coats of paint onto the mason jar and let it dry. Then I'm going to go in and Mod Podge those flowers and some of the words as well onto the mason jar. I love simple DIYs, you guys. Sometimes I get a little complex. Well, I feel like it's complex if there's a lot of steps to it. But for the most part, I just love easy, relaxing DIYs. DIYs that anybody and everybody can recreate. So we're just going to get the flowers on and the words. I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm not going to paint it or do anything to it. I want it to stay in the silver color. And I'm just going to wrap some twine around the neck of the mason jar. I'm going to make a twine bow. I'm going to attach a button. And we're done with this one. Perfect for a tiered tray. Again, you guys, I am using one of the little flowers, and it came in one of the Dollar Tree little wood boxes with all of the different small pieces in it. So it had some flowers in it. And at first I was going to tie the flower on to the jute and let it hang down, but I decided to go ahead and just glue it to the center of the jute bow and add a ruby colored red bead. And I love how this came out as well. There we are. Here is the finished product. It's super cute, you guys. This is DIY number 4, and it is super easy. I just have a scrap piece of wood. We're going to be doing some hand lettering, and I have my Cashew chalk paint, another one of those wooden flowers, another button, some more of that napkin, And I want to make a welcome sign. You usually see the big, tall welcome sign standing straight and linear outside of people's front doors or, on their patios. And I wanted to make a miniature one for the tiered tray. So I just painted this piece of scrap wood. I love this because a lot of the things I'm using for this tiered tray are just scrap pieces because I can get away with using smaller pieces because it's tiered tray decor. So I am in heaven using my scraps up. So just a piece of scrap wood that I painted in the Waverly chalk paint in the color cashew. And then I'm taking some more of that napkin and I'm just going to use my jot glue stick and get it Mod Podge down on either side of the word welcome. I'm going to use that wood flower as my O. And that's it. I'm just going to take my black Sharpie marker and go over the lettering. And I did end up adding a jute twine bow to the top. You won't see it here, but you will see it in the actual glam shot that I show you after I'm done. So I'm taking my eraser and erasing all of the pencil marking. And I'm just making my word a little darker and a little thicker so you can really see what it says. Using a little bit of hot glue to get my flower glued down. I am going to add another piece of scrap wood to the back so that it stands on its own. And this one's done. And there's that little jute bow that I told you I was going to add. And it's just cute. I just can't say anything else about it. It's adorable. DIY number 5. It's going to go so quick. If you blink, you'll miss it. I just cut out a bunch of those flowers off of the napkin or from the napkin. I have some Mod Podge, some greenery. I have twine and some of the burlap trim. And I have one of the Dollar Tree little milk pitchers. And I love the color the way it is. It actually matches. So I was excited about that when I pulled it from my little stash that I didn't have to do any painting. And so all I did was Mod Podge all the flowers that I wanted onto this little milk pitcher. I'm going to go in with some of that burlap trim and I'm just going to put it in the middle to separate the white from the like the orangey salmon color at the bottom. It adds texture, definition, gives me all the feels. I love it. And then I'm going to take my jute twine and I'm just going to go over that handle just to cover up the white. I'm going to leave that pretty orangey salmon color where you can see it. I'm not going to cover that up with twine. I'm going to add my greenery to it and it's done. Again, perfect for a tiered tray, you guys. There it is. Put your greenery in or your flowers. Because the milk pitcher was so flowery, I just chose greenery. You guys, this is my second favorite. I really love how this came out. It didn't take much effort at all, but it's really pretty. I don't know what it is about the colors or I don't know. It's simple and I just love it. And last but not least, for DIY number 6, let's make a tiered tray to put everything on. I have one of the candlesticks from Hobby Lobby's wood pile. I've got my wood glue. I have Waverly chalk paint in the color white. I also have some of the Hobby Lobby doll, DOLL, heads, and which are these big round balls. And I also have two of my palm tree plates. These are made from palm wood, and I got them at Target, and I love them for this tiered tray. They are really lightweight, but still sturdy enough that it will hold everything that we just made today. So after getting everything painted white, I painted the little balls that I'm going to use for the feet. I painted my plates. I painted my little beads that you see on the side. For accent pieces, I'm using my half wood beads from Amazon. They're the 14 or 15 millimeter beads. I just put them on a piece of tape and it was easy to get those painted. After getting everything painted, I'm just going in with some more of that Dollar Tree burlap trim, and I'm going to trim out both of these plates and add, excuse me, and add a bead in each one of the corners. And I didn't paint very carefully or anything like that. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, I kind of do one coat on most things because I like for things to look distressed. And so if you kind of leave a little bit of the wood peeking out here and there, the paint does the distressing for you and you don't have to go back and sand things. So the little beads in the corner are kind of like around the edges. They're not painted fully. The feet, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see those on the bottom. Um, and I don't paint the bottom of anything if I'm adding glue to it because it sticks better without you adding paint if you're going to glue it to something. So that's why the bottoms of those are not painted, the flat part. So now you see me measuring just to make sure that I get this candlestick in the center as best I can. Normally I eyeball it, but I didn't want to eyeball this because I don't want it to be crooked. I'm just doing a little bit of marking with the pencil. I took a piece of scrap wood and you'll see me add that to the top in just a minute. So we're doing hot glue and wood glue on the bottom. We're just going to place it back where those pencil markings are because we know that that's the center because we measured it. And then I'm going in with some of my Waverly white chalk paint and I'm covering up those pencil markings. Now I'm taking this little thin piece of scrap wood because I want to cover up that hole in the center of the candlestick, which will allow me to get more surface area for gluing the top tray on. And I did go in with my candlestick and centered that on the bottom of the plate. And here is the final reveal of everything, you guys. Oh my goodness. I'm just over the moon. This was an awesome, awesome challenge. And I'm so glad that Robin over at Crafts Unleashed, and her link will be in the description box as well, invited me or notified me or even let me know that this was going on. Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you so much. You guys go check her out because she is amazing. And she will be in the playlist also. So you get to see what she's doing. This is so pretty. You guys, I love you so much, and I thank you for stopping by and joining me for this. If you've not subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Click that bell. It's free. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so you never miss out on another cute and crafty DIY with D. As always, be blessed, be safe, and craft something beautiful today, you guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.